This might be the most controversial thing I've ever said on this channel, but I don't really care because I think that some of you should maybe quit playing Pokemon. I know, it's crazy. It's our favorite childhood game ever since we were a kid. And I personally have quit Pokemon. I quit VGC. I quit competitive battling across the country and across the world. Until I didn't. I quit. I thought I was done. I did not play the game for over a year. And then I came back and I had been on this crazy Pokemon VGC battling journey that I want to tell you all about to figure out if you should quit this game or not. Because you might have to. Oh my god, this is an intense video for me. In this video, I got the classic whiteboard back out. If you're a real one, if you're part of the McFree Mafia, you know about the whiteboard. Should you quit Pokemon? I'm going to be talking about the 4 main phases and questions that you have to ask yourself. Every one of these feelings, I promise you, you have or will feel with a secret last question. And guys, I know this game is so stressful. We pay our hard-earned money. We travel across the world. We spend hourless nights calculating how fast my Pokemon should be, how bulky it should be, playing on Pokemon Showdown or the ranked ladder until the middle of the night. We do this because we love this game. But sometimes, I know you might be feeling this, when you lose a battle, yo, that feeling in your heart sucks. You actually hate it. Then you lose, and you lose, and you lose. And you eventually have this weird feeling of, oh my god, why do I play this? Should I retire? Should I quit? This doesn't feel healthy. Guys, I've been there. I'm telling you, I've been there. And before I even go into all of these phases, I'm just going to tell you a bit about my background and why I quit the game. It's a heavy topic, but I'm going to sort of connect with you guys. Guys, I quit playing Pokemon VGC for over a year because I fell out of love almost with the game. It was like a toxic relationship almost in a way, to where, you know, I used to love this game. I played online. I used to travel to Pokemon regionals. These are tournaments held by Pokemon around the country, around the world. I used to travel by myself to these. I went to Salt Lake City when my senior year in college by myself. I stayed with an old college friend for a couple days. I competed. I did so bad in the tournament, but I absolutely loved it. And I grew addicted to this feeling of, oh my god, I get to be the own hero of my story. I get to travel around the country to battle Pokemon against real people who love the game as much as me and sit across from someone and see if I can game harder than them. And that's what I did. And I really traveled around the country. I went to San Diego. I went to Salt Lake City. I went to Orlando. I went to Toronto. And I traveled all around the city. And that was where the first phase comes in, is the hype and excitement. Guys, when you're in the phase 1 of your competitive Pokemon journey, you are hyped and excited. Guys, you buy your Nintendo Switch. You're going to your first regional, you have your music playing, you're like, oh my god, my team, did I build my team properly? You built your first competitive VGC team. Like, oh my god, this is so much fun. I get to literally be Ash Ketchum in my own world. Like, I get to go and compete. I get those nerves, I get those, you know, I get nervous, and I'm also like Hephaestus, the Greek god of building. I get to like build my own team from scratch. I get to use my favorite Pokemon on my own team. Like, that was me. And it's the most fun thing in the world, right? Because it's like, guys, like, I came up with this awesome idea. Now I get to go somewhere, meet people who are just like me and love playing competitive Pokemon, and I get to sit there and sit face to face across from someone with my own mental creation and battle against someone else. There's no feeling like that excitement. It's like the most amazing feeling in the world. When I used to play in the very beginning, even though I would do so bad at these tournaments, I would, like, the way I would wake up in the morning, oh my god, I'd pack my backpack, I'd look at my Switch, oh my god, guys, I hope I get some critical hits, I hope I get fake outs, you know, I get a rock slide flinch, fake out, thunder wave, all this. I used to get so excited. And I still do, but there's nothing like the very beginning of your Pokemon journey. Like, I'm sure a lot of you know, the very first time you went to a Pokemon tournament, it was like, oh my god, like, this is crazy, like, oh my god, bro, like, what's gonna happen? And then you actually go, And then you actually start to compete. And you're like, wait, why am I actually better than I thought? Why did I actually beat another real player in a 2 out of 3 set? How did I almost make day 2? How did I do all of these things, right? My first ever experience at a regional was Salt Lake City. I went, I think 3-5 or something really, really bad, but I had so much fun. I made so many new friends, like Carter, like Jeremy, like Preston Clark, Snooze VGC, so many new friends I made my very first tournament. And I was like, yo, even though I did not play good, I played Sword and Shield. I had like Dialga and Ferrothorn on my first team. Don't judge me. We all have these creative moments in the beginning. Grimmsnarl was actually still there. That's my OG. And I remember I was like, wow, this is so much fun. So then, I know I'm not that great, but I know I'm having fun. So I went to Indianapolis, and this is when I brought my brother and my cousin to come with me. And I built this cool team, also had Grimmsnarl, with like Kyogre, Zacian, all this, Kingdra. Yes, I brought Kingdra to a regional championship. Sorry, it's cold down here. My hands, I'm freezing. I have the hoodie on. But I go to a tournament, and guys, I get all the way to a Widdenin, and on the way here, I get to play against, what's his name? Paul Ruiz, the world champion. It's my second ever Pokemon tournament, and I get to play against a former world champion. And then I won game 1. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh my God, am I actually good at this game? Like, am I actually good? And then I get all the way to my Widdenin, where I'm playing against another previous regional champion who just won another regional champion in Andrew Ding. And I sat across from him, and I beat him game 1 as well. Unfortunately, like both of those sets, I did lose in both sets. But I told myself, oh my God, I had a win in my second ever tournament, and I took a game. I literally beat a previous regional champion and a previous world champion. And again, that is where now I'm officially hype and excited. And I'm like, yo, like, I might actually be good at this. And I was like, wait, this is so cool. Like, why am I really excited about this game? Should I play more? Like, I'm gonna play more now. I started playing on Pokemon Showdown more. I started playing on like Discord with my friends, with some new friends I made more. I started team building in my free time. I'm like, yo, I'm excited. Like, this is crazy. Like, guys, I beat a world fucking champion, guys. I beat a world champion. Like, what? Like, okay. So now I enter the second phase, which I call the Grindteau. The Grindteau. Basically, this is where you're in the grind, but you also hit this plateau where you tell yourself, you're like, yo, I think I'm good now. Like, am I good? Like, I'm gonna practice really, really hard. So the next tournament that I went to was San Diego in the beginning of Scarlet and Violet. And I go to this tournament, right? I'm like, oh my God, I practice so hard. And I practice my Mouse Ape counter, my Indeedee Armarouge counter, my Dondozo counter. And I'm like, guys, I have my team. I've been practicing so hard. And what happens? I go like 5-5 or something. I'm like, wow. That was when there was 10 rounds of Swiss or something. Yeah, 10 rounds. I went 5-5. It's like, damn. Like, I thought I was good. Like, I thought I could get to a win-in. Like, I thought my practice would pay off. You know, whatever. Ignore it. I'm grinding. I'm going to get back on Pokemon Showdown, build more teams, get back in the calculator. I'm going to get back in the builder. I'm gonna do this. Like, I love this. I know I'm good. I've beaten a world champion. I'm gonna grind it out. And then my next regional after that was Orlando. And I only went because I was living in Chicago at the time. I had a really cool new job, but I was lonely. A lot of you maybe know after college, life can be lonely. I'm used to being in school, having my family and friends around me. But I went to work in a whole new city and a whole new job. And that was really hard. And I felt very alone by myself. And the reason why I love Pokemon is the Pokemon community was there. And I knew that even if I did not know anyone, I could make new friends. So that's what I love about the game. But then I went to Orlando. Booked a round trip flight on Frontier, like $95. And I got an Airbnb by myself. Again, I know my first 3 regionals, I went by myself, with my brother and my cousin by myself. And I know there are all these big friend groups, these really cool cliques, but I wasn't in the beginning a part of that. And that's okay because it came over time. But in the very beginning, I went by myself. And I've been playing on ladder. I've been playing with some of my friends online, and I had this really cool team idea. I was like, I'm gonna bring Grimmsnarl. I'll get, of course, every single tournament. Grimmsnarl, Amoonguss, Swords Dance, Aya, Papa Berry, Iron Hands, Palafin, Pelipper, and Goldango. And it was the first tournament of Regulation B. I just thought rain was cool. I thought screens were cool. Also, my best ever result was in Indianapolis when I lost and I went it in. But I used rain with screens and a steel type attacker. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, well, I can use Grimmsnarl. I can use Goldango as my steel type attacker. Pelipper as my rain. And instead of Kingdra, I'll use Palafin. That was my idea. I was like, it's worked for me in the past, so I'm going to stay with that and go into the future. So that's what I did. And I was like, I'm going to go to Orlando with this team. I went by myself, see what happens. So I started up 1-0. Oh, this is pretty good. Pretty good feeling. I'm on 2-0. Wow. Like, I'm actually doing pretty good. And then I proceed to start 3-2, and I lost to a Honchkrow Perish Song team. And I'm like, all right, well, maybe I'm like not that good. I don't know. Like, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I could be. Maybe that was a one-off. But I was making new friends. I was like meeting my new friend Tom Hayden. I was meeting my new friend Jin Fury. I was making new friends, and I was like, even though I'm here by myself, I'm making new friends. And next thing I know, I won my sixth round. I'm now 4-2. There's 10 rounds of guys. There's 10 rounds. I'm there from 7 a.m. until like 10 p.m. the first day. 5-2. Whoa. Now I'm 6-2. Now I'm 7-2. Now I have a last round where if I win, if I have good resistance, then maybe I can make day 2. But I started off 3-2, so I'm like, I doubt it, but I'll still play. And I go 8-2. Guys, I went from 3-2 to losing to a Honchkrow to going 8-2 and meeting new friends. I was like, wait, maybe I am actually pretty good at this game. And I went to day 2, and I was literally the 32 seed. The top 32 made top cut. I was the last one to make it. And it was one of the best feelings of my life. Genuinely at the time. I was like, oh my God, I've been so lonely in Chicago. I've been loving Pokemon, but I've not really been playing well. I came out here by myself, and I am in it was the biggest tournament to date. And as a beginner, I made it to the top 32 players in the biggest Pokemon tournament in history. And I had a chance to play the #1 player, undefeated Emilio Forbes in the first round. Unfortunately, fortunately, I lost game 1. I kicked his ass game 2. And I lost game 3 on a 50-50 that I got wrong. Also, I got frozen and double protected on poison, but I'm not going to complain because I had a chance to win, and I didn't get the read right. Point is that I was like, guys, like, I was able to be one of the top 32 players out of 1,000. Out of 1,000. Like, by myself. Like, I was meeting new people, but I wasn't really making that many friends yet. And then this tournament was one where I made actual friends. I was like, wait, I made all these new homies, like Tom and Carney and Jin. And I didn't feel Karan. I was like, I don't feel lonely anymore. Like, this is a pretty cool feeling. And then I hit this #2, which is the Grindteau, where now I had the taste of success, right? I went from a really bad tournament to winning in, beating a world champion in a game but not a set. Really bad tournament. Day 2, my first ever day 2. I was like, wow, like, now I'm motivated. Like, now, just the excitement is realistically, honestly, like, not enough. Because now I have some expectations. And I'm like, okay, like, I want to keep doing this. I need this feeling is like a drug. Like, it is like having a freaking ice cream for the first time. It's like I was that good. Like inject this feeling into my veins, bro. It was like the best feeling ever. I was like, you know, I was never good enough to be like the top athlete in my school or the smartest kid in my class. But in this moment, I was good at something. I was really good at something. And that felt like $1 million. Like, it felt like the lottery. And I was like, I'm now addicted to this. Now I'm in this. So I literally went home and I grinded and I grinded and I grinded and I grinded. I played nonstop. And I went to my next tournament, which was Knoxville. And guys, I built a really cool team with Salamence, Stonejourner, Mousehold, like the Pelipper, the craziest team. My first non-Grimmsnarl team. And I went 7-0. I made it to the top 32. And again, I was like, wow, I got to the same place again. Oh my God. Like, maybe I am good enough for this. And then the plateau happened. I did not make another day 2 for, I think, another year. And I arguably practiced even harder. I arguably tried even harder. I arguably cared way more. Not arguably, I did. And I was like, how is this possible? Like, I made 2 day 2s in a row. I'm winning some locals, calling them McFree. But why can I not replicate any of my events? I went to Europe to play my first ever EUIC. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a chance. 6-3. I went to NAIC. 6-3. I went to Portland. 6-3. And I'm like, oh my God, like what is missing? Like, what is missing? And I was so upset. I was like, I don't know, like, why am I, like, I thought I was better than this. Like, I'm trying harder, I'm practicing harder, I met new friends that I get to practice with. Like, what's happening? And this is where a lot of my friends quit. And I did too. And basically, I left Chicago. I got laid off from my job. And I had this idea of, I'm going to start my own business. And all that grinding and that plateau took its toll on me because now I'll tell you the story. I went 6-3 at Portland Regionals. I'm coming back from Portland Regionals. My flight gets canceled. Literally gets canceled. So I have work. The flight is Sunday night. I have work Monday morning. I fly now from Portland all the way to Dallas, all the way back to Chicago. I miss work. My boss is mad at me. And then I get a phone call that night that my entire team has been laid off. And I'm like, wow. I just spent like $500, $600, $700 going to a Pokemon tournament. Now I come home and I lost my job. I lost my livelihood. I can't even really go to these Pokemon tournaments anymore. And now I'm just like, what's happening? So long story short, I basically quit. I played a little bit more, but I moved back home to New Jersey because I couldn't afford to live in Chicago anymore. And I stopped playing. And it was a hard time. Like, this whole podcast studio behind me is basically my failed first business, my failed first try attempt to build something. And that was the Grindteau. And I took it off. And, the questions I was asking myself was like, is it worth it? I've probably spent almost like $2,000 to $3,000 traveling to Pokemon tournaments. I never won money. I can't break past this top 32. I'm spending hours playing and practicing this game. Like, what's happening? And the worst part is that I actually loved the game. I love the game. But it created this weird relationship to me where it was like causing me not as much joy than like happiness. Like joy that was making me more upset. And the thing I learned was that I was associating these tournaments to my result. The last tournament I ever actually played in was Charlotte, where I actually made day 2. I went 6-2 or 7-2. I made day 2. But the whole story there is that I was going to go to San Antonio. And then my grandma died that very week. So I couldn't go. And it was really hard because I really wanted to go and see my friends. I even bought basketball tickets. I love basketball. To watch LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers play against the San Antonio Spurs and Victor Wembanyama. And I couldn't go. My grandma passed away. Then a month later, the Charlotte VGC Regionals are going to happen. I'm playing in Charlotte. And that very week, my best friend, my grandpa, my mom's dad, he died. I'm going to get emotional, but I'm telling you guys it's the truth. And he passed away. And I said, you know what? Like, I'm going to go to this tournament. It's my last one. I think it was my last one, And I'm going to go have a good time. Whatever happens, happens. And I made day 2. I started off 2-2, and I finished 7-2. I was thinking of him the whole time, and I decided I was going to be here to have fun. Most of you might know the story was that I partied too hard, and I actually missed day 2. But I didn't care because I was there for myself, and Pokemon felt like an escape. I got to see my friends and be happy again. And that's why I love the game. And then I stopped playing to like focus on my business. And that's what happened. I focused on my business. And then I basically stopped playing. I would still watch all the streams. I'm sure some of you might now not be playing anymore. Maybe you've already quit. I used to watch all the streams. I used to watch Worlds. I used to watch WolfeyVGC's videos. And I got so inspired. But I still feel like it's not worth it. Like, I love it, but it's not for me. I can watch. I can be a fan. But the voice inside of me was like, I love this game too much to quit. I can't do that. It's not who I am. And then my friends, I'm going to shout out Kevin Miller especially. He's like, Darsh, come out to tournaments, bro. Come to Toronto. He's like, come out. Like, have a good time. You've been working so hard on your business. You haven't played in over 9 months to a year. Come to Toronto. Have a good time. Just hang out with us. You can stay with us in our Airbnb. We miss you, bro. Really appreciated that. So I went. I went with no expectations. I went for fun. And guys, there's a theme here. What did I do? I brought the same types of teams that have worked for me in the past. Rain, a Rain team with screen. So what did I do? I brought Grimmsnarl, Steel type attacker, in Goldango and Archaladon, Rain setter and Pelipper, and I was like, all right, well, this is a Rain team. This will be my team. And next thing I know, I show up there, and in round 4, I'm 3-0, and I play WolfeyVGC. The reason I kind of almost came back, the reason I started playing, and I won. And I was like, wait, number 3, like, am I like that? Like, am I? Like, I don't know, maybe it's just a dream come true. And in the moment, it was like the coolest feeling ever. I was like, I just came back to my first tournament, and I literally just dunked on Michael Jordan. I literally just beat my icon. I beat the GOAT, my favorite player, the only active player that's not my friend that I root for. Like, I'm a fan of him. And I got to sit across from him, feel his aura, and I got to kick his ass. I got to beat my idol, my master. I was like Po in Kung Fu Panda, and I just beat Shifu, bro. Like, that's what happened. Really cool feeling. And I don't know what was magical about Toronto. I proceeded to go 7-0 into 7-1, and I made day 2. I did not just make day 2. I made my first ever top cut. And I didn't stop there in my top 32. I got to my first ever top 16. And I made money. And I was like, you know what? Like, this is good enough. And then so many players, just like me, dream of being on stream. I've always said, put me on stream. That's my dream. I would love it. I would love it. And I won my top 16 match. And next thing I know, I get to play on stream. I get to play on stream against the past year's Toronto Regional Champion, Chupa Cross. I get to sit on stage in front of thousands of people, watching online and in person. And I got to beat him game 1 and celebrate. I did a cooking celebration. And I did end up losing the set. I wish I played better. But I got to heights I never thought about after coming back from quitting. Coming here to purely have fun, drink the night away, have fun with my friends, party. You know, we drove through a 9-hour freaking snowstorm to be there. And I realized in that moment, everything changed. Everything changed. I went from the Grindteau to like, am I actually like that? Like, am I actually like that? And I think that's the moment a lot of players like us, like, crave after having such a hard time. After already, I'm sure a lot of us have already quit. But that moment is right there for you. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, it's right there. And you never know what's going to happen. And you can't quit because, or you can and come back, but it's there. And maybe you have to take a break. I don't know. I'm going to talk about it in my next thing, but it's like, these moments are there for you. Like, it was there for me. I played at tournaments. I burnt out. I crashed out. I got fired from my job. I had to move back home. 2 of my grandparents died in a month. And then I came back, and I just played my comfort, and I had fun, and I hung out with my friends. And I did not just beat WolfGGGG. I did not just make top day 2. I did not just make top cut. I did not just make money. I did not just make stream. I got to be in the top 8 of a 1,000-player tournament. And that feeling, it brought all the love back. It made me feel like I don't care if I'm an average guy. A lot of us watching this are like normal fucking people. We're not the professional players who can spend 9 hours a day playing this game. We're normal. Like, we have a life. We have to pay bills. We have to freaking work a job that we don't necessarily love. Like, we have to try to figure out life all while still committing to our passion. Like, and it paid off. And then the crazy thing is like every other tournament, I went to my next one, I went 5-3. All right, whatever. You know what? I say I'm here to have fun. Fun and comfort, fun and comfort, fun and comfort. I go to Milwaukee, again, fun and comfort. I bring screens again, and I get another top 8. Another one in the same season. And that's when I realized it's in step 4, is that I understand it now. And what does that mean? I understand it now. It means you have to truly commit yourself to what this is. I call it the 3 C's. I call it committing, having confidence, and having, it's commit, play with comfort, and have confidence. Commit to yourself. Commit to your love for this game. And that's what this red thing here says, is are you in this or not? Are you in this for the long term or not? Commit to your dreams, guys. We don't play Pokemon to get upset that we lost and had a bad tournament. We play because we have a dream. We play because we watch Ash Ketchum at 7 years old. We watched because we played this game because we had a Game Boy, or for me, a Nintendo DS. 7 years old, under your covers, battling against Cynthia in your first ever championship run. And you lost to that Garchomp once. And you lost to it again. But you kept coming back because you wanted to be a champion. That's why I play this game, guys. And then I go to these tournaments, and I realize I have this potential. I'm making new friends. I'm traveling the world. And I can beat a game of Paul Ruiz in my first year. I can beat, top players and make day 2s. I can beat Wolf Glick. I can beat the freaking Michael Jordan of this game. I owe it to myself and my childhood and my dream as a kid to not quit in this game. So don't quit. Because if you don't care about this game and you do it purely for fun and you want to just do it for whatever, you know what? Then you can quit, right? But if you love this game as much as I do, and you love battling, and you love seeing your friends, you love creating teams, you love being in a team builder, you love traveling to new cities, you love the opportunity, you love the vision in your head when you close your eyes that I can be a regional, I can be an international, I can be a world champion, then you can do it. Guys, I've been playing this game for almost 4 years now, and I've never made the World Championships. I started playing this year halfway through, and I can say right now, I've not announced it, I am almost a lock to qualify for the World Championships. And it's my next dream, and I could probably cry talking about it, thinking about it, because that's what I spent all this money to do. I have, had such a hard last couple of years, guys. I got laid off from my job, lost 2 grandparents, struggled, trying to build my own business, failing, coming to Pokemon, falling in love with my favorite hobby. Like, all of these things happen to all of us. We all have tough lives, right? Whether you don't have a job or you have weird relationships, these are all things that happen to you. And Pokemon has been this joy that has kept my light going. And now, it's like all my hard work pays off. This is not a short-term thing. You cannot just start playing and become a great player. That's not the reality for most of us. Most of us don't have 1,000 IQ, right? But it takes time. It could take 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Guys, in my 4th year, I'm 99.99999% sure that I will be playing in Anaheim in the VGC World Championships. Why? Because I stayed committed to this journey. I don't know. It's crazy, and I just don't want you to quit if you love this game. And please don't quit. You can make your first top 8. You can make your first World Championships. You can do all of this. You can make Pokemon your favorite thing even more than it already is. So yeah, guys, that's my message to you, is that quit Pokemon. Don't quit if you love it. This game means too much to us. And in the beginning, you will be hyped and excited. Then once you think you're actually good, you will grind. You'll hit these plateau. And right here is where most people quit, between number 2 and 3. But you will have this moment, whether it's winning an online tournament, whether it's winning a local tournament, whether it's winning a global international challenge, whether it's beating WolfeyVGC in 2 straight games, calling every protect right, or making your first top 8, making your second one. You'll wonder, am I like that? And then you'll understand that it was all worth it. And I want all of you to experience that, because I'm living in I'm in my moment right now, and I want to be in this moment forever. And I'm sure at some point expectations will raise for me, for myself. And I'm going to NAIC next weekend. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show up with my 3 C's. I'm committed to playing well and trying my best. I'm bringing my comfort. Grimmsnarl is coming. If you see me, get ready for that. And You know, the last C is that I'm confident, man. I'm freaking me. Like, I earned the right to be this confident. McFree is a mindset. It's a McFree mindset, guys. And that's what's going to happen. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you what it's like to be in a previous tournament so you can feel the feelings that I felt. But, guys, comment the word. What's a good word for this video? If you're a real one to make it to the end, I want to put a good word out there. Comment the word love if you made it this far, because you love this game. Comment the word love if you made it this far, because I want you guys to let me know how much you love this game, how much you love it more than you hate it. Your love for Pokemon will keep you playing, and that's what keeps me playing. That's why I create videos for you. So, yeah, this is more of an emotional video, but it's telling you that what my story was. You know, like, I'm not, again, this all-time great Worlds player. Like, I am not one of these gurus of Pokemon. Like, no, I'm just an average guy who has a life that's hard. And I want to make things work for myself and a hobby that I love. So I hope a lot of you can relate to this video and understand that this is a lot of our journeys. And if you're going to quit, come back if you love this game. And if you're thinking about quitting, don't, because your moment is coming up. And that could be NAIC, and that could be wherever it is. It's pretty exciting, and I just want to make you all feel the feeling that I have right now. So that's why these videos are for you. So you know what I'm going to do? If you want to watch a video of me going to my last regional championship and the most fun I've ever had, talking to new opponents, watch this video. If you want to watch a team report to where I literally interview the player who finished second at that tournament, Jae Jung, watch this video. Maybe you can use that team yourself. All right, guys, if you guys could please like and subscribe, let me know. And again, comment love if you love Pokemon and you want to keep playing. All right? I'll see you guys later. It's Dark Type Darsh. Peace out.